Back, my lovelies. It's your Popeye Queen coming at you once again, bringing true love, encouragement, and empowerment. Now, let me start off by stating why forgiveness is the best gift that you can give yourself. It's that real time, baby. Now, this topic can make most of us roll our eyes or take a deep breath before diving in. Forgiveness. Yep, that giant F word that makes some of us want to run for the hills or hide under a cover. But stay with me here because, believe it or not, forgiveness is the best gift for you. You heard me. For you. Now, some of you are already thinking, I don't want to forgive so and so for what they did to me. And you know what? I get it. Forgiving is tough. Sometimes it feels easier to hold on to that hurt, to replay that betrayal, or keep that grudge alive. But let's break it down for a second. You must forgive those who hurt you. And let me tell you why. Stay with me. When someone's hurt you or hurt us, the natural reaction is to hold on to that anger, right? We think, how dare they? They don't deserve my forgiveness. And that could be true. Maybe they don't. But here's the thing, forgiveness is not about saying what you did was okay. It's about saying, I'm not going to let what you did keep me chained in bitterness any longer. You hear me? Let me repeat that. I'm not going to let what you did keep me chained in bitterness. Now, forgiveness is for you, not them, baby. I know. It sounds a bit backwards, doesn't it? But think about it. Holding on to bitterness is like walking around with a heavy suitcase filled with all the junk that person left you with. And what does that do? It weighs you down, messes up your peace, and steals your joy. You're the one stuck lugging it around while they're out there living their best life, baby, like nothing happened. So holding on to bitterness is like drinking poisons. I've heard this analogy before, and it cracks me up every time because it's so true. Not forgiving someone and holding on to all that bitterness is like you drinking poison and waiting for them to die. Now, does that make any sense? Not one bit. And yet, so many of us do exactly that. We stay on replay, looping through that hurtful event in our minds while they've already moved on. They moved on to the next chapter of their lives. When we choose not to forgive, we're the ones slowly drinking poison. We're poisoning our peace, happiness, and creativity. Imagine all the energy you spend holding on to that anger. Energy that could be fueling your dreams, your goals, your relationships, but instead it's sitting there, slowly corroding every good in your life, everything that's good in your life. Now, is it worth it? I ask you again, is it worth it? Baby, forgiveness is freedom. Now, don't get me wrong. Forgiveness isn't about letting someone off the hook. It's not about pretending it's never happened or allowing them back into your life with open arms. Forgiveness is about setting yourself free from the power that hurt has over your life. Think of it like this. Forgiving is hitting the release button. Let me say that again. Forgiveness is hitting the release button. You're saying, I'm done carrying this stuff. I'm done letting this mess with my peace. When you forgive, you free up that space. Excuse me. When you forgive, you free up that space in your heart, mind, and spirit for something better. More joy, more love, more creativity. People might look at you funny when you say, I've let that go. But who cares? You're not here to live under their expectations. You're here to protect your peace and keep your spirit light and free. Let's talk about the effects of not forgiving now. And see, some of you might still be thinking, but I don't want to forgive. I don't want to give them that satisfaction. Look, forgiveness isn't about them. Most people, by the time you're still thinking about what they did to you, have already gone on about their business. They're eating their breakfast, laughing with their friends, getting promotions, all while you're there, stuck on that hurtful moment. It's like being in a prison where the only lock is your decision not to let go. Not forgiving someone is like putting a padlock on your own peace. It's choosing to stay in a dark, negative place and calling it home. And baby, you don't need to be there. Mm-mm. And eventually, that bitterness spreads into other areas of your life. It's like a virus. You start seeing everything with a dark tint. Ooh, that's deep. I'm going to say that again. You start seeing everything with a dark tint. You start losing joy in the things that you used to love. You start feeling drained instead of inspired. It kills off your happiness and stifles your creativity because you're giving all your power to that moment of hurt. Imagine for a second what your life could be like if you just let go. Imagine waking up without that heavy weight on your shoulders, feeling light and free. What could you do with that energy? How much more could you laugh, create, dream, and love if that bitterness wasn't holding you down? Forgiveness is like a breath of fresh air for your soul. It's choosing to step into a new day without dragging the baggage of your past. I know it's hard. And sometimes you might have to remind yourself, I forgive them, not because they deserve it, but because I deserve peace. It might not happen overnight, but with time, you'll start to feel that freedom seep in. Now you're wondering how to start forgiving. Baby, one step at a time. If you're ready to forgive but don't know where to start, here's what you can do. Start small. Even just saying, I'm willing to forgive. That's a powerful step right there. Sometimes you have to work through layers of hurt, and that's okay. Just don't let those layers keep you buried. They will bury you alive. One thing I like to do is write it out. Write down what they did, how it made you feel, and then write the words, I release this. It might sound silly, but physically writing it, texting it, can be a big step towards letting it go. Every time those feelings creep back up, remind yourself, I've released this. I choose this. I choose peace. Now, forgiving doesn't mean forgetting, baby. Let's be clear. Let me just say this. Forgiving someone doesn't mean you have to forget what they did or allow them back into your life. You can forgive and still keep healthy boundaries. You can love somebody and forgive from a distance. Forgiveness is about freeing yourself from the grip of that pain, not inviting it back in. We don't want that, baby. Close the door. At the end of the day, the power to forgive is in your hands. It's like a superpower that only you can activate. No one else can make that choice for you. And yes, it's going to take strength, patience, and probably a lot of grace for yourself. But every time you choose to forgive, you're choosing to protect your peace and reclaim your joy, baby. So let's make a pact today. Let's choose to release that bitterness, set down that heavy load, and walk forward into the life we deserve. I believe in you, and I know you got what it takes. You deserve peace, you deserve joy, and you deserve the freedom that comes with forgiveness. Let's get rid of that poison once and for all, because life is too beautiful, my babies, to be living it in bitterness. You heard? All right, family. Let's get that love activated out there. Let's make a difference and switch it up. I'm out.